son of a bitch.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Because you are my friend.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 27 of Super Enabler Bros. I'm Jason, the Corpse Lloyd Gaming, accompanied by my awesome co-host, Chris, the old ass retro gamer. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. What's up, brah?
So much bullshit. So much bullshit. Yeah, well, stuff's going pretty good lately. I don't know. Lots of cool stuff to watch. Seems like seasons are starting up again for shows. So
Yep.
I just gotta take time and not just watch the same new thing like 3 times.
Same here. Stop watching the things I've already seen and start watching the new things.
Yeah, pretty bad for that. My friend was laughing at me that he's like, so you've seen Prey 3 times, but haven't watched this other one? I was like, well, I mean, I'm going to get to it. I was like, you could have got to it when you, maybe instead of watching it the 3rd time. But I don't know, I was really liking it, man. But yeah, it's been pretty good. We've actually had some not rain weather, so I've been able to like do shit with my life.
As long as the garage doesn't flood again.
No, we're good. Yeah, because that's what happens when everything melts before the ground thaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not state of emergency anymore, so that's good.
Yeah.
So, what you been up to? You been busy?
Yeah, I've been busy. Like my schedule at work changed drastically, so now I don't really have a lot of time to do the things I want to be doing. But I'm trying to make it happen.
Hopefully,
Trying to
get in the groove.
reorganize the way I do things. So
Sweet. So, you think once you get in the groove of things, you'll have more time, or do you
yeah,
think
I think I will once I realize once I figure out a sleep schedule that works.
Yeah, that's something
But
I struggle
it's
with.
been weird because like now that with the new schedule, like I'll fall asleep around like 11, wake up at 2, I'm up until 4, and then I go back to sleep until 9.
Eh.
And it's like it's weird. So I gotta figure something out. So
Well, I mean, probably just all the years of being on the other schedule, you're super used to it.
yeah, my body's like, what is this shit?
My body is constantly, what is this shit? Because I'm on, the shift work. I'll be on days, then I'll be on nights 2 days later, and like I'm always just like, sleep when I can. It's like having newborns again. Just
Like sleeps with suckers.
Yeah, sleep when you can. So it's been an adventure. Life's an adventure. I've had a couple of those days where you're so tired you just hear a faint sizzling sound the whole time you're awake. You just gotta stay awake though, guys. Just got a little eye twitch going. It's fun.
Yeah. It was like that the other night. I kept on like waking up. I fell asleep on my recliner and I kind of like woke up for like 30 seconds and like looked around and I was like, oh, Critical Role is still on. I woke up 20 minutes later. Still on. Cool.
Yeah, it's been a total adventure lately.
Yeah.
It's especially having to rearrange stuff to be able to last minute things coming up. It's been great.
Yeah.
But still managed to play lots of stuff. Still managed to watch lots of stuff. So life ain't all bad.
Word.
Also managed to buy stuff that I shouldn't have managed to buy. I just kind of did. I'm in the throes of addiction. So yeah.
Spike that vein.
Yeah. Smoke. I think my hobby for the next bit is going to be like, man, you know what I really nerd out for is saving money. It's so cool. What can I do for free?
What are you, my dad?
What can I do for free? Yeah. It's some bullshit. But
That's exactly what I did not do 2 weekends ago. So,
ooh, well, we're gonna hear about that. We're gonna hear about that pretty soon. It's foreshadowing.
Yep.
But so kind of cool shit you've been playing and watching and all that.
I'm still playing. I don't know if I was playing it the last time we did an episode, but I'm playing Chorus on the PS5.
I think you were just starting it. I might have just got it.
Yeah. I really like it. It takes a little while to get used to the control scheme, but once you do, and you start unlocking some of the powers that your character has. It makes the game like way easier and a lot of fun. And yeah, I must have played it for like 5 hours last night. And I thought I beat it. And then I get the whole switcheroo. It's like, nope. There's still plenty of game left, man.
You've got 8 hours to go before that credits roll.
Sit down. I had my camera out and I was getting ready, and then I was like, uh-oh.
Take a picture.
But yeah, it's really cool. It's beautiful to look at. It plays really well. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I played a bunch of the games that I recently purchased to make sure they worked. I played a couple longer than I normally would when I do something like that. So that says something.
I love when you find something that you're like, ooh, this is even better than I was hoping.
I might need to play this next.
Yeah.
And I ended up playing a lot of Micro Mages a couple weekends ago with a certain somebody I'll bring up later on.
Sweet.
And that was pretty cool. But that's what I've been playing.
Hell yeah. Watching some stuff too? Or
I've been watching some of the movies we're going to talk about later. But watched a couple. Like I finished off the Orville. They finished the 3rd season like a week ago. Still no idea if we're getting a 4th season or not. But it ended on like if it does end at the 3rd season, it kind of ends in like a really nice place where there still could be stuff. I mean, there's still stuff unresolved.
Okay.
But it ended in a place where it's like, okay, that's kind of satisfying, I guess.
Because some shows you never know. It's like episode to episode.
Well, it's because Seth MacFarlane doesn't want I guess he's making like a TED TV show now, like a TED prequel show. And when he does a new show, he likes to just focus on that, and he doesn't want to do 2 shows at the same time. Because basically, when it comes to Family Guy, he just goes over there and records whatever the people have written for him to say and walks out. Like he doesn't really have any creative input anymore. So like the Orville's been his thing for the last 3 seasons of that, and now he's going on to this TED thing, so they don't expect him to be involved that much anymore. And I guess the whole move to Disney Plus, because now it's on Disney Plus as well as Hulu.
Oh,
and I guess the viewership of if it gets really good viewership on Disney Plus, like I guess they could get a 4th season, but we're gonna have to wait a while. But like even if they do get a 4th season, I don't know if Seth MacFarlane is going to be involved anymore, which is why it felt like they're kind of setting up the first officer character a lot more during this 3rd season, like to make her the captain now, kind of thing.
I was gonna say, is he not the captain on that show?
He is, but like if he doesn't involve, either he'll do the same thing he's doing with Family Guy, where instead of him being involved in the writing and directing and all that, he'll just come in, do the scenes and leave, kind of thing.
I thought you meant like
or
not involved at all.
The show completely.
Kill himself off.
Yeah, they might kill him off or something like that. I don't know, but it was really, really good. There was a bunch of episodes this season that like actually like really hit me in the feels.
Yeah,
because the writing is top notch. Yeah, the writing this season has been top notch.
I've heard from a few people that right now the Orville is the best Star Trek show.
It is. I
think you're one of the people that said that.
Yeah, it is so good. I'm like there was one where I actually like started weeping a little bit.
Damn.
So yeah, that show is so good. And then I finished off The Boys. You were giving me shit last episode for having not finished it yet, but I finally finished it. And yeah,
I'm such a bully. I'm a bully for people that I'm like, you'll like it, just watch it.
Yeah, you'll like these things. I know you will.
I got a friend that hates Benedict Cumberbatch. He calls him Cumberdouche all the time. He just doesn't. But I'm like, just watch Multiverse of Madness. I promise you'll like it. He's like,
Did you see the Q Dogs, Mighty Q Dogs post this weekend about that?
No,
I guess so. They did their weekly episode of In the Q Dog House during the week, and they're like, yeah, we watched Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, it was all right. And then yesterday, I guess Mighty Q Dog posted, he's like, oh, well, if I realized that Sam Raimi directed this, like now things make sense.
Yeah, well, it's like you said, most Raimi that Raimi ever Raimi.
Yeah.
But he likes the Marvel stuff. He's my friend down the street. Whenever I say my friend down the street, sells me cool figures and shit all the time. We always trade stuff, whatever. Yeah, it was him. And I was like, just watch it, man. I promise it's good. So he finally watched that this last week, and I was like, good. See, sometimes my bullying is out of love. It's out of love, man. Watch The Boys. You love it, bro.
It's just a love push. That's all it is. A love push.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, The Boys was pretty fantastic. It went in some cool directions.
Couldn't help but notice when you were saying stuff you played, Mass Effect wasn't in there, though.
Yeah, I still haven't played it. I did. I played it for about 10 minutes, and then people came over, and I stopped, and I haven't booted it up since.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'll play it. It's still actually the disc is probably still in my Xbox One.
You just see me walk off camera, and all of a sudden I'm right behind you. Should you play
Guiding me to the TV. Like, you need to be over here.
Yeah. Play it on mute. Just play it on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, but The Boys is pretty rad. I'm really excited to see where that goes next season.
So good. It's the best superhero thing that's going right now, I think.
Yeah.
I love my Marvel movies. Hit and miss on the DC stuff. More their animated stuff is almost always top notch, but
yeah, and then I started watching the League of Their Own show.
Yeah,
which I totally forgot was a thing. I
didn't realize there was like a demand. I didn't think the things I think we'd get a show from like a 90s movie. I didn't think that was...
The only thing I can think of is like, because it's on Amazon, like I guess maybe the movie all of a sudden got a weird spike in viewership. And they're like, hey, people like this. Let's make a show.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it in many years, but I remember it being a pretty good movie. And
there was a TV show that came out right after the movie that like didn't even last a full season.
Oh, really? I didn't know
that. It was based on the movie with like the characters from the movie. It was like the next season kind of thing.
I'm sure it was all just like TV actors, not the movie.
Yeah, it was. It was nobody from the movie, or no one from the movie came back. But yeah, it's okay. It's a little like it's weird because it's dealing with like the race and racism stuff from like the time, but they're focusing a lot on not baseball because of that. Which is kind of strange because like there's this African American girl who wants to be on the team, but they won't let her because she's black. Yeah. But now it's like this whole side story about her getting a job at a screw company so she can play on the company's like little like team that they do on the side kind of thing. And like, what does this have to do with baseball? I was like,
I mean, if
like everybody, all the girls are making out with each other all the time.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So
yeah, it's just weird. It's like I saw a lot of the criticisms are like that. It's like too woke for what it is.
Anything that has a woman character suddenly, like everyone just screams woke at it.
It's like I don't care. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It is good. It's just like I think it just lacks a little bit of focus.
I just hate. I mean, if like I said, I haven't watched it myself, so if it actually is, some stuff is legit. Like it's shoehorned in there.
Yeah,
it's always it's an obvious plant where it doesn't fit in organically, and you can tell they're like, oh, we need to do this. That's when it bugs me. But when like there's like Prey, for example, people are like, oh, some more woke bullshit with some
why, because the lead character's a female?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, did you not see Alien?
Yeah,
it worked in Alien.
The whole Alien franchise.
No one was like, oh my god,
Yeah. So the show's good. I think the fact that it's not based on any of the characters from the movie, like it's all new characters, is why it's working the way it is. Because if all of a sudden they made Dottie gay, it'd be like, what? So, but what's his name from The Office? The heavyset, Nick Offerman is like the coach.
Oh no, it's from Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec, yeah, sorry. Parks and Rec. Yeah, he plays the coach, and he's like a total douche.
I love Nick Offerman. He's great. All the memes of him are what made me start watching the show, and now it's like, I'm not even into like, sitcom-y, those kind of shows. Like I've even tried watching The Office, and I'm like, I've seen funny clips, but when I try watching it, I can't get into it.
I don't like the style of it. I don't like that documentary style thing.
Yeah, the only documentary style show that works for me is the Trailer Park Boys, where it starts off with them like obviously being followed by a camera crew. I don't remember what the excuse was, but then so now the way it's filmed, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of used to that now. But
it's like why would there be a documentary crew hanging around these people for 11 years?
Yeah.
Like it would be good for like one season, and then after that go with a regular kind of narrative structure. But like for 11 seasons, you got this camera crew following you around everything. No,
basically just documenting all the
shenanigans in the office.
Yeah, or in the Trailer Park Boys, all the crime. It's like
Yeah.
you're just making it easy to prosecute you, man. So,
But yeah, when it comes to League of Their Own, I'm like 5 episodes in, and there's like 8, so I'm almost done with it. But it's good. I like it.
that's good.
That's not as funny as the movie was. It's more serious, and that's the only thing that I think is kind of its downfall is that like the movie was funny.
Yeah,
But this is like just trying to like go completely deadpan serious with it. I was like, you need a little bit of humor now and then.
yeah, it's like it goes both ways. There's like some things that are like Terminator 3, for instance. It was like
Too funny.
It was
Or trying too hard.
It was like it was a parody of itself almost of the other movie.
Talk to the end.
Yeah, where you're like, okay, there might be a couple of funny parts, but they fit in the first two, and then there's other stuff like you said, like that, or they can even go too jokey on something that's like a little bit jokey, like the 2016 Ghostbusters, where everyone was trying to be Venkman.
Mm-hmm.
We were all the funny characters. No, it doesn't really work like that though.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when there's a deadpan person too in the group.
So yeah, sometimes there's a line to walk with that kind of stuff.
I just think it needs more humor and it would be better.
I can think of something else we're going to talk about that might touch on that topic as well that we both watched.
Oh, so what you been playing and watching?
Well, I played my Backlog Roulette game pretty close after our last episode. We've had plenty of time. I'll talk more about that when we discuss our roulette plays. But if you haven't played a lot of... I started Fallout 4 again. I need to
start it.
I needed a Fallout type game. And I was going to swap, because I've been bringing my PS4 to work when I work nights.
Why didn't you play Brotherhood of Steel?
I did play it. I played it last year.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of my 200-something games. It's
Nice.
really good. I really like that game. But I've been wanting to play more of New Vegas. I beat New Vegas a couple of the different ways because there's so many different. That's the one that's got so many branching to get all the achievements games that I actually haven't done all that, and I haven't done the. I think I did one of the DLCs. So I've been meaning to like swap out my PS4 and bring my 360 to work so I can catch up on a bunch of those games because that's my biggest library.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think of it until I'm like, oh, I've got to leave like now or I'll be late. So I'm just like, well, at least the PS4 is still in the backpack.
There you go. Set it up. Get it ready to go tonight after we record.
Yeah, I'll probably just end up playing it at home. But it's it's I don't know, it's one of my favorite games last gen. It's not perfect. There's things that bug me about most of them, honestly. There's a little thing, but it's memeable. But the Preston Garvey always being like, "Oh, there's another settlement that needs your help," and if you just helped the settlements that he asked you to, you'd never beat the game because there's just constantly, "Oh, I heard someone else is getting attacked. Oh, someone else needs help setting up." So it's like, leave me alone, bud. I'm trying to find my son.
It's like, I want to play this game.
Yeah, so just I don't know. Both like the Elder Scrolls and the Fallout games, they don't need to change really much at all. Just give me more to explore. I don't care if it's the same engine. It looks the same as the 360 game. I don't care. I'm always up for it. So I've been enjoying the hell out of that. I finished Greedfall. I'm not sure if I mentioned that on our last episode.
I don't think you beat it, but you're playing it when we talked last.
And I really liked it when I started playing it. I was even comparing it to like Witcher style. It got more. I got kind of bored of it by the end. I was just kind of like, it felt like I was fighting a lot of the same enemies. Nothing was really tough to fight. Even the huge enemies were just like a cakewalk. And it got a little too fetch questy. Like at first, I liked the little bit of a variety there was going on, but then it kind of like petered out after a while. It was just more like, oh, go do that. Come talk to this guy and tell him you did that. Go do that. And I'm saying that while I'm also saying I'm replaying Fallout 4, which is a lot of go do that. But I'm like, oh, some reason it's a double-edged sword. It's okay in Fallout. I don't mind. But yeah, I finished that, and I ended up not liking it as much as like. I know Greedfall 2 is coming out. I might look into it. The world was cool and everything, but yeah, it just got. I felt like I just fought like 6 different kinds of enemies the whole game, so it kind of got old, which is a shame because I really liked it at first.
Yeah, I saw that there was a PS5 like gold edition of that for sale.
Yeah,
and it was like discounted on Amazon. I almost bought it, but I was like, I think Jason was complaining about that, so maybe I'll just hold off.
it's okay. Like it's not terrible. One thing that did piss me off though is there's this long quest that you kind of like are slowly doing while you're doing your other quests, and I literally went to turn it into this lady because I was done everything. It finally happened, and it was right before a big thing happened in the story. So I went to this lady's house, and there was even a marker where she should be sitting, like a red marker where like she's right here. I'm like, it's an empty chair. I'm like, so what the hell do I do now? I was like, oh, well, I'm here. I might as well go to the like. It's not really a castle, but it's like the Duke or whatever the hell runs the place. And I go to see him, and she's there because it's part of a cutscene. But then when the cutscene's done, I failed that because I'm like, I did 99.9% of the mission. Come on, man. So I was pretty upset with that because I think it was
That's
probably,
a glitch.
It was probably a trophy. And I looked it up, and I'm like, yeah, a lot of people were like, yeah, it didn't like warn me. She could have still been there. I wouldn't have called it, oh, that's so fake. She was just at her house, and now she's there. Like, I wouldn't have been mad about that. I wouldn't have even called it out in my head. So I was like, well, that's disappointing. There was like a lot of running around to different areas I can't remember what it was, fetching things and talking to people and all this to set up this thing, and then I just didn't do it. And I was like, cool, I did like all the other missions except probably the longest mission. I didn't get credit for it. I was like, piss. So that sucked.
That's the bullshit.
That probably added to my souring on the game after a while too. But yeah, it is what it is. I've been playing a little bit of other stuff here and there. A bunch of, I don't know, I've been enjoying Game Pass a lot lately because I'm trying not to spend so much on games, at least for the next little while. Like I said, my hobby is going to be, hey, you know what's cool? Not spending money for a bit. It's my favorite thing. I nerd for it so hard. But so I've been playing a lot. I actually downloaded Chorus 2 on there, and I've been meaning to check it out. I finally played Halo 5.
God damn, dude.
I think during the beginning of the show, like last summer, in lead up to Halo Infinite coming out, I was like, I got to play Halo 4 and 5. I have the Halo 4 Xbox. Halo 4's never been in it. And Halo 4 has still never been in it because I played it off the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
But I was so like underwhelmed by 4. I can't even. It just seemed like, I don't know, kind of phoned in. The whole thing was just kind of man. So I kind of like
4 ended up being my favorite.
Kind of like flat tired me on wanting to play 5. I was like, yeah, I'll do it soon. Infinite came out. I downloaded Infinite the day it came out, but I was like, I can't play it because I haven't played 5 yet. So I've started finally playing 5. And my son saw me playing 5, and he was just like, oh, this looks cool. Can we play? And me, classic Halo brain, was like, oh, yeah, all these games have split screen co-op. And then I'm like, hey, go grab a controller. While he's going to grab a controller, I was like, oh, shit. This is
now you're playing with a little kid.
No, I don't mind. He's actually pretty good at games. But while he's going to get it, I'm like, shit, this is the first one that doesn't have split screen co-op, isn't it? Looked it up. So I was like, all right, we'll take turns. So he started playing. And it was like I was playing it on an even harder difficulty I was playing. I think I was playing on normal because he was wanting to play with me. So I was like, I'll play it on normal. So it's moderately challenging. And then I was like, shit. So I was like, okay, I'll go make lunch. You play. and then he'd get a checkpoint, but he's 6. So he just like goofing around and shooting at stuff, right? So he's like, oh, Dad, I can't get past this part. And he got a checkpoint where he's got no ammo, no grenades. So I'm going melee mode. I'm just Rocky out here, assassinating shit, grabbing whatever guns I can and making it work. So it was kind of fun. We kind of played it through together. And fuck those wardens, by the way. Those guys suck ass. I'm not big on the forerunners as enemies anyway. They just seem more annoying. They're not really that much harder. I mean, they all got their, there's the brutes and there's those, I don't know, they're night-looking things. There's always been like challenging enemies. I like a challenge, but those wardens are some bullshit. Because they want you to think that you can like sneak around by them. It's like, no, they just know where you are the whole time. And then once in a while they'll feel bad for you and be like, oh, hey, this guy that I can kill in one hit, what's going on over here? Like while he's looking at you, you're like, okay, now you just, yeah, he's got to shoot him from behind, right?
Yeah.
So like I try stealthing around and he just knows where I am the whole time. I'm like, I know I'm being pretty good at my stealth right now. I know I'm good at my stealth. And he just knows where I am. Okay. And then all of a sudden he'll just ignore me every like 3 minutes so I can sneak
Infinite's mostly, it's 99% the Forsaken, which are disgruntled, or dishonored Covenant people.
Which is cool. I've heard nothing but good stuff about Infinite except for like the co-op campaign getting pushed back and all that kind of crap. But yeah, 5 actually bumped it up. Like I might actually get into Infinite today. I don't know. It's my day off.
Do it.
Might get into it now, but it's yeah, I liked it a lot more than 4. I don't know what my hang up with 4 was. Like I can't even really like pinpoint what it. Maybe I just wasn't feeling a Halo game when I played it, but
yeah, that came out at a weird time where I was just ready for it, and I ended up liking that one the most out of any of the ones I've played.
Yeah, I played every game except Infinite now, even both the Halo Wars.
I still need to play ODST and I need to play Reach.
ODST was a lot different because they brought back like the health packs, like your health and your shields regenerate and like all the other ones except for Combat Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kind of made it, I don't know, easier, more like Call of Duty, I guess. I didn't mind that. It had more of like almost like a horror feel to it. I remember in a couple spots. So I think it's pretty good. Definitely check it out. And you said you haven't played Reach?
I haven't played Reach. I played it multiplayer, like co-op with some friends. And we started from the beginning, and we played it for maybe like 2 hours, and I just never went back to it for some reason, probably because they weren't with me.
Reach might be my favorite, actually. I think they really went out with a bang. I don't know what it is with. I'm not really competitive. I like playing co-op, and I'd rather play co-op than against someone. But the campaign scoring stuff, I always kind of like that. When everyone shit on Judgment for Gears of War. Because they thought like, oh yeah, I mean, I don't like Baird. He's probably my least favorite, and he's like him and Cole are the main guys in that one. But they added a campaign scoring thing in that, and I just kind of liked the like friendly competition with that. Mm. And they did that in Reach too. You could turn that on and off. So I don't know. I like that. I like that you're kind of always with a squad thing. Just a one-man army feeling kind of thing is always like kind of. Really? It gets kind of old. The story of it was probably my favorite too. So I definitely recommend Reach over ODST, but ODST was pretty decent too. I remember people getting mad at me when it came out. Like actually mad, or at least what the fuck with me. Because my brother had bought like not the collector's edition, but like the limited edition. But he was this was when he was in high school, and he had a football trip. I think they were going to play a game a couple hours away, so they were going to be gone for like a day or two. And he goes, yeah, you can just borrow it and play it while I'm gone. Because I refused to buy the new Halo and Call of Duty games because he was notorious for borrowing it. And I'd get it back when the next one came out. So I was like, okay, those are you games. You buy those, and I won't buy those anymore. I'll just borrow that from you. So we had a thing going with that. So he let me it for the 2 days, and I beat it on Legendary like in like a day and a half. He came back. He's like, "Hey, I know you're not done with it." He's like, "Sorry, you think I can get it back?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm done with it." He's like, "Are you sure? I could get it back like this afternoon if you wanted to play somewhere." I was like, "Oh no, I beat it." What? Oh, did you just like run through it on easy to get it done? I was like, "No, I just like marathoned it on Legendary." He's like, "What the hell? Okay, cool." And he didn't feel bad anymore. But then there was like friends that this is when I worked at Walmart that were like right into Halo, and they're like, "What the fuck, man?" They're like, how'd you get past this part? I was like, I don't know. Shot the bad guys, didn't die. I don't know how to say it. And my friend like was like hardcore Halo. Was like, man, he's like, I'm so stuck on this part that I just gave up and put it down to like normal and just to finish the story off. And then like a year and a half later, he was like, finally went back and beat it, you asshole. I was like, I didn't realize we just playing a game made me an asshole. So everyone was like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? I was like, I didn't mean to. Did I ruin it?
It's like, I like games.
I don't know. Yeah, sorry about being good at a game. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, I thought it was a really, really solid game. I'd like to see more like that. Like, not everything has to be Master Chief in Halo, I think. So that's kind of what I like about the side games like Halo Wars and shit like that. It's pretty tight. But besides that, I don't know. Just sampling a bunch of other games. Nothing I've been playing a lot of. So I guess the same with movies. I'd rather replay a game that I love than check out the mountain of games that I haven't played yet. So I can't say don't love. I haven't played yet. But yeah, watching. There's been a bunch of shows out. I started watching the new Solar Opposites season. If you're not familiar, it's the other series made by Justin Roiland, who makes Rick and Morty. I think I like it more than Rick and Morty, but that might just because the youth at work will watch Rick and Morty like toddlers watch a Disney movie. Like I remember when I was
watching on a loop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, watched it. All right. So we do like a movie night, and we're like, hey, what movie are we gonna watch? Rick and Morty. Cool. And I like Rick and Morty a lot. But it's one of those shows where I'm like, I'm good after like 2 episodes. Like I'll watch 1 and 2, keep it funny. More than that, I'm just like, I'll stop paying attention to it or something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I like Solar Opposites. Season 3 is pretty good so far. I've been kind of doing the same thing with that. I will watch 1 or 2 at a time. Well, I could just keep it Disney Plus, I guess, because they put the whole thing out on like other things, but just like they did with season 1 and 2, they'll put out like 1 or 2 episodes a week. They're all out elsewhere. I don't get it because they did the season 1 and 2 were like old when they added it to Disney Plus, and they were doing it like it's a new, like they're currently coming out. You're like, they're out. Go on Hulu. They're all on Hulu. What the hell are you doing? So I don't know. I'm just I'm making them last. I don't like to just, some things I like to binge and just watch the whole damn thing, but that I'm just gonna, it's like treat myself once in a while. Watch that. I watched the new Beavis and Butthead movie.
Yes, so did I.
So I think we can just go right into talking about the stuff we wanted to talk about. Because I've been watching this and that, watching too much Impractical Jokers. Well, binging that at work for some reason because it's something I can walk away from. But yeah, what were your thoughts on the new Beavis and Butthead?
I was not impressed.
You weren't impressed?
I was not impressed.
I wasn't expecting it to really kind of, it was like, I don't know, how's it going to hold up against like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I was like, yeah, this might have been funny when I was a kid, but I watch it now and I'm just like,
yeah, it was funny. It was funnier than I was expecting it to be. I was like, yeah, is going to be the same stuff? Am I going to just be over it and be like kind of bummed out that I watched it? But I don't know. I liked the new story of it. Beavis and Butthead's like one of the things, like, even though I've got like a nostalgia for it because I used to really like Beavis and Butthead, it's like, even if I go back, I'm going to watch 1-2 episodes and be like, all right, I'm good on that for a bit. I got that on my system. But the movie, I think, was just enough of it. It wasn't, it's what you'd expect, but I liked their take on like what's going on currently rather than like in the 90s. I think
there's a new show now too.
Yeah, I've heard the show is better than the movie.
Maybe I'll watch that.
Yeah, there's a couple episodes of it out already. I was actually meaning to watch it, and then I totally spaced it. It's like I got time to watch stuff when I'm on nights, and I always seem to like go, oh yeah, I gotta actually make a list, because then I go to work and I'm like, I don't know, and I just watch some bullshit or watch YouTube or something. So it's it's definitely something I want to check out soon. But I don't know. I'm just glad to see them trying stuff again. Like some older stuff coming back is always good for me.
Who's the guy that created the show?
Mike Judge.
Mike Judge. Yeah, I don't know. When I was watching it, it just kind of felt like Mike Judge needed to bring this back because rent's due.
Could be. He did a series I don't know, like a year or two ago, and it's like kind of like stories from the road type thing about bands. So it's like half animated. Maybe it's all animated. I think it's all animated. Stories from the Tour Bus, I think it was called, something like that. Something along those lines, and it's all about like random like rock bands and stuff. And I don't know. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I watched a couple episodes of it, and it's another show I just totally like forgot about. But I don't know. It wasn't. I was expecting it to be bad, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. So it doesn't help that everyone used to call my friend and me Beavis and Butthead, because I was Butthead in that scenario. So my friend was Beavis, so it's that's probably why I got kind of a warm spot for Beavis and Butthead. But plenty of other cool shit coming out.
All right.
Let's talk about that after Thor. I love Thor, but Thor Love and Thunder fell pretty flat for me. What thinks you about it?
There was like a lot of stuff I liked about it, and then there's a lot of stuff I didn't like about it.
Yeah, the scale,
like when it was being like dramatic about certain things, like the thing going on with Jane and all that.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, fine, they're doing something, and then they go to Olympus, and it just kind of like, well, what is it? What's the point of all this?
I just felt that all the good story points were like I feel like they're like chop blocked at the knees by like they have to have a joke in everything.
Yeah, it was trying way too hard. It was kind of like, to me, it felt like they were making it up as they went a little bit.
Yeah, and
because like what's his name, Taika Waititi's gone on record and saying that he thinks that Chris Hemsworth is like one of the funniest people he's ever met.
Yeah,
and he's just kind of like, okay, so I don't know exactly what's going to go on in this scene. This is what needs to happen, but in between, just be funny.
Yeah, like I like Thor, and yeah, he can be funny, but it seems like they try to make him funnier with every movie.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like
yeah, it was like somebody told. I was like, he also got notes from Disney, like, yo, yeah, do that stuff you guys do in What We Do in Shadows. Like, try to be like that.
Yeah,
it's like irreverent and shit.
Yeah, there was like some good story points. Like it wasn't all one way or the other for me. It was. I have to almost look at it scene by scene. Like that, didn't like that. That's stupid. Why'd they do that? All right, well this is okay. But
it's like the whole thing about Natalie Portman trying to come up with a catchphrase was stupid to me.
Yeah, that was one of the cringiest parts. And I don't like to say cringe because it seems like an overdone thing, but I honestly cringed at that.
It wasn't funny. It wasn't endearing. It was just annoying to me.
The worst part to me was like I could have let it go, but they couldn't let it go. Was the fucking his axe getting jealous?
Yeah,
and his like
because he talked to Mjolnir for like a second.
His weird like. I think he was more sad that Mjolnir was with Jane than that he wasn't with Jane.
Yeah, or like that Jane had cancer.
it was like two pairs of exes trying to hang out and go on a double date. It felt like a lot of the time. And I'm like, why? Okay, it's not funny anymore.
They had never set anything up like that in the other movies that like the weapons are sentient.
Yeah.
And have feelings.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like he's got to compete for their affection I was like, what is this? Like that scene where they're on that boat and Stormbreaker is creating that what do they call it? The Bifrost?
Yeah.
Whatever. And he like walks up to it and starts talking to it and he's like, "Oh, look, I was just like seeing an old friend again," kind of thing. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I don't.
Like, don't be jealous.
Basically, he was talking to his new girlfriend and being like, "Doesn't mean anything to me," but meanwhile, still totally in love.
This is not funny. This is dumb.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Yeah,
but like I like Christian Bale as Gore.
Christian Bale was great. That's what I think it bugged me is like his scenes. Like
he like threw everything into that.
They were pretty much my favorite parts of the movie, but it just felt like it was undermined. Like he was so serious and so much going on, but it just got undermined by like it was like I was watching two different movies at once.
Yeah,
I felt like I was trying to watch a drama movie, and like usually you can blend that stuff. Like I liked what they did with Ragnarok and all that. You know,
well, it made sense. Like everything that was going on was like silly.
Yeah,
in that movie.
So
and then it's like this one. You've got like Jane dealing with cancer.
Yeah, she's got cancer.
She's
but then, like 2 seconds later,
yeah, it's like she's like, "Yeah, I got cancer." He's like, "Oh, that sucks." But how's my Mjolnir doing over there? You know, it's like I don't. You got that. You got Gore stuff, which was really really cool. I liked the kid that kidnapped children and all that, and then like all of a sudden it's just nothing but like let's do like stand-up comedy kind of shit.
Yeah, it just didn't gel well to me, and it bugged me like for the whole movie. Like,
well, it was strange because when I saw
looking at each other and like rolling our eyes more than we like to do when we watch.
Yeah, seeing in the theater was kind of weird because I saw it like a lot later after it came out. Like it's been out for like 3 weeks at this point, and I saw like a later night show, and it was weird because at the beginning of the movie people were laughing and kind of like yeah when shit was happening. But then as the movie went on, like it just got quieter and quieter and quieter. Like nobody just gave a shit anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I liked it, but I didn't like it. It's one of those movies where I'm like gonna watch it again when it comes out on Disney Plus or maybe Blu-ray or whatever, and just like maybe I'll like it more. Because honestly, like the first time I saw Ragnarok, I didn't really care for it, and it took a while to warm up to it. So. Maybe that'll happen again. Because like at first I was like,
well, now the initial shock is over. Now you know what to expect. Now you can accept. You're more readily to accept what's going on.
Yeah, because when Ragnarok came out, everyone was like raving about it, and me and my wife were like, eh. And then we watched it again. And we're like, okay. Same happened with the Shazam movie. Movie, we kind of hated it when we first saw it. Then the kids liked it, so we watched it a couple times. I'm like, you know what? Actually, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, first watch. Didn't care for it.
It's still I think it's still better than Dark World, but it's not even like Ragnarok is still my favorite one. Yeah.
I don't know. I like Thor in general, but yeah, they just made him really, really terrible.
Yeah, like, to me, it feels like they're diluting him.
Yeah.
Like you watch the first one, and the first one, the whole fish out of water thing was funny. But he was playing it totally straight, and now it's like he's a stand-up comedian with a giant axe. Now he has a kid.
Even that part I was okay with. Like the end, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like I don't need him talking like an old fairy tale or anything, and I'm glad they did away with that.
Yeah. Well, it made sense for the first movie because of the world he was from, but now that he's been in the Avengers and all that, he kind of like, yeah, I got some current slang.
Yeah, like I don't mind changing him a bit and all that. Like stuff has to evolve, or else it'll just get stale. I get that, but this ain't it.
Yeah,
which sucks because he's like pretty much. I don't think none of the other original Avengers are like even in there anymore.
Yeah,
except for Hulk.
I think it's mostly because everything Chris Hemsworth makes that's not a Marvel movie bombs, so he wants to keep making these movies.
Yeah, I think he said he's up for playing Thor as long as people let him. I'm like, well, hopefully But they always say that.
I hope they get someone else to direct the next one, because I think Taika Waititi is kind of like just taking it a little bit too far in a different direction.
Yeah, I'm not too big on him in general, honestly. Kind of bugs me. Anyway, some enjoyable stuff came out though. I don't think it's as polarizing. Prey. Don't know if I ever told you, but I like Predator.
I like Predator too.
So, Predator 1's better though.
Yeah.
Than Predator 2. But yeah, big fan of the Predator. And I think that Prey was the shot in the arm that the series drastically needed, like badly.
Especially after The Predator.
The Predator was awful in pretty much every way.
Yeah.
You
want to see my vagina? Or was it no? You want to see my pussy?
Yeah, it was.
No, you said you wanted to see my pussy.
Yeah, yeah, it was fucking awful. So
like, why is this in this movie?
I don't think I've even. I don't even think I've. I think I might have watched that a second time, and I don't even think I've
been able to bring myself to. No, I own it on 4K because it came in a set of Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and that, and I've watched all of the other ones except for that.
Yeah, I bought the set too, and I was like, that's the only way I'll own it is if it comes with the good ones.
Yeah.
And because the only one I had on Blu-ray, I think, was the 3D
Part 1.
Predator 1. And I think I might have bought Predators when it came out. But anyway.
Yeah.
I was really happy to. The setting seemed cool. I was intrigued right from when they announced it. I mean, all I had to say is new Predator movie, and I'm gonna at least have.
I was worried that by them going streaming, that it was going to be like this super cheap, like cash in thing. That they were just like, well, we're just going to make one to make one.
Yeah, it's.
But then I saw who they got to direct it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was really, I was leery. Like, hopefully they do it right, because like even the best setup, you can still fuck it up.
Yeah.
I like
the landing.
I like the way that it's like a prequel. I like the way the Predator is a lot different.
The only thing I don't like about the movie is the redesign of the alien.
Yeah, I just looked at it as like they evolved too. I like that his mask was like bone instead.
The mask was cool.
Metal.
I just didn't like his face.
His face. I mean, I assume there's different types of Predator, just like there's different types of xenomorphs. That's the way I like that. He's more like a primal predator or something, maybe. I'm up for something a bit different, but yeah, he was totally different than any of the other predators I've seen before.
Don't get me wrong; he still acted like a fucking predator, big time. Yeah. That guy fucked people up.
Yeah, he might be the most brutal predator, honestly.
Yeah, I was not expecting that movie to be as gory and violent as it ended up being.
I'm really in love with this movie. Like I said, I've seen it 3 times. I watched it the first time. I couldn't watch it on Friday when it came out because I was out of town, and then I was back in town the next day just in time to go to work. So Sunday, I finally watched it. Loved it. The kids were kind of in and out, the boys especially, because they started getting loud. I was like, get out of here. I can't hear this. Go play outside if you're going to play, kind of thing, because it's Predator. Shh. And so they were kind of like, oh, can we watch it again? We missed some parts of it. And I was like, yeah, absolutely we can. So I watched it before work, and then I went to work, and one of the other staff had brought in Prey for movie night. So we watched it again immediately after. So I was like, I am okay with this. Yeah, I really liked just the whole setting of it was cool. It was actually really cool to see Native Americans in like a central role and something, not just something like, I don't know,
like wind talkers when they're just kind of there.
Yeah, like, and they're not just being oppressed and shit like that. It was cool, and it was really cool to see like the Voyagers get fucked up.
Yeah,
those guys were fucking
fuck the what
colonizers.
Those are the furriers.
Yeah, so they got destroyed. It was cool. It was I laughed when
French.
I laughed when they looked like they were they thought they were badass with their guns. Oh.
Yeah. You get one shot, and then it takes 20 minutes to reload it.
Yeah, so
in the meantime, you've got a predator blade up your ass.
Yeah, I loved it. It was really,
But
really
yeah,
cool.
I like the fact that they had a female as the lead, and she wasn't just like cowering in the corner, like
Or-
kind of like Ripley was in the first Alien movie,
Yeah,
and then just kind of like got lucky at the end.
yeah. Well, she had some obvious skills already, and she was
Yeah.
already like practicing. She didn't just go.
She wanted to be a warrior already. This was just her. This was like her test.
Yeah,
This whole scenario.
The entire thing was like what she picked to hunt. That's what you
Yeah.
picked. Yeah, like even when the other.
Yeah,
the guy from
like
the
I think it was her
tribe-
brother. Was like this. You picked this.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I liked her. I liked her as a character. The actress, I think, is fantastic. I think they need to put her like in a Marvel movie immediately.
Yeah, and I thought I was the only person that thought this, but I watched the Half in the Bag on Red Letter Media about it, and they were calling her Native American Aubrey Plaza because that's all I saw the whole time. I was like, this looks like Aubrey Plaza.
I don't care. She's good.
Yeah, she was really good.
I liked everybody in the movie. I mean, I thought everybody did a really good job. They
Yeah,
really cast it well. Like, I was glad that it was a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, and
I think it would have been distracting from the scenario that they set up with the Native Americans.
yeah, the funny thing
If
is
it was like if like the one Native American we all know as an actor is like Adam Beach, if fucking Adam Beach was in there,
yeah,
it would have been like, what?
yeah, and I liked the only other one I recognized was actually from the show Shorzy. One of the natives, the one that's in when she's running away and she's in like the field with all the like tall grass.
Mhm.
The guy that's like, oh, we got him, and then she's like, he has us, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's actually a character from Shorzy. Goes by Sanguinette, and Shorzy's always just telling him to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Sanguinette. And I couldn't not see it after I saw it. It was funny. But yeah, he was the only one I actually recognized from anything else, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen Predator before in another movie, but I'm just kidding.
but yeah, I like who they cast. I liked the style of it. I liked the violence was great. The action scenes were all great. I liked how she ended up like learning the way the Predator works just by observing.
Yeah, realizing that he doesn't attack anyone who's defenseless.
Yeah, like
And that's
I think the only stretch was the body heat thing.
Yeah, and I
That was
like
the only time where I was just kind of like, okay, yeah.
I like when they took your expectations and were like, fuck you. But when she got stuck in that bog,
Yeah.
she was like sinking down, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, here's the mud.
The Predator's gonna come back. He couldn't see me. But
Yeah.
they didn't do that at all. And I was like, oh, kudos to that. I really like I really like because I like when you have your expectations like, oh, this is totally gonna be.
I liked how she took it out at the end with the using his weaponry against him.
Yeah, and
even though one thing doesn't make sense about that.
But,
She shot him in the fucking head with a gun.
yeah.
And it didn't stop him, but he takes an arrow to the head and he's dead.
It's a more powerful gun. It's a Predator
I guess. No, it's because it was his. It's like, oh no, I'm dying of shame.
Yeah, I like that it was like, it's said in the past, his
Mhm.
weapons weren't as advanced as they are in the later movies. He wasn't just using like, he didn't just have like the blasts or anything that come.
Yeah, I was glad that he didn't have the laser cannon. Like, it shows like their weaponney evolves over time, and that at that point they only had that arrow launcher.
And that cool shield thing.
Yeah, that shield thing was awesome.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Kratos' shield from the last God of War game, where it kind of like fans out.
I just loved how he like put it up against that guy's head and then turned it and opened it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, I liked that they had different weapons. They had a different setting. So it was, I don't know, kept it interesting. You don't know.
Yeah.
I hate when you know everything and you're familiar and so you can pick it apart more. I like that it was, a totally different setting. I hope they do more stuff like that.
Yeah, I would love to see this be like the start of like a series of movies that take place in different time periods. I saw someone online saying, I want them to make one that takes place in feudal Japan, and Hiroyuki Sanada is playing like a samurai that's been like disgraced, like he's a Ronin.
Yeah.
Because the Predator killed his master, and now it's like him going after the Predator.
Yeah, that would
like, I thought that would be awesome. Just anything, even cavemen, I'd want to see. Anything really, because like you do so many cool things with it, and if you go that direction.
Yeah, it would be
because
cool.
like that's why I think the movies keep repeating themselves before that is because there's only so many things you can do with guns and military.
Yeah, and it's so it gets
Unless you take out a predator with a fucking tank.
and that's what they feel like they got to do. They feel like they got to up the ante. It's like you can keep the ante the same.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be 40 predators either. Like it can just be. We don't need predator war. We didn't like if we want that, do a real Alien versus Predator movie and leave people out of it.
Yeah, completely. Which is if they were going off the comic books, the first movie is probably the closest to what the comic books were because the female character, but
the second one just
still
wanted to be a B horror movie so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I really didn't have any expectations for it. I was just kind of like, it's a direct-to-video, basically a Predator movie. I was like, this isn't going to be all that great, and it just it surpassed all of my expectations completely.
Yeah, I think that I like that about the Predator is he has like a rule. He's not just a random monster that kills everything.
Yeah, they have like that code of honor.
It's for sport. Well, it's basically more sport.
Like if you're not going to fight back, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah, if you don't have nothing to defend yourself, I'm not just going to come kill you.
So Prey.
Prey was good.
Yeah.
All right. What anything else cool you watched lately?
I watched The Gray Man on Netflix.
I've been meaning to watch it. I've been hearing kind of here and there about it.
My take on it was that the guys that directed Captain America: Civil War, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Avengers: Infinity War, and Avengers: Endgame. So they've directed like 3 of the highest grossing movies of all time, and their follow up is to make a $200 million direct-to-video movie. It just felt really underwritten and like half baked and I just want to work with Chris Evans again kind of thing. So let's just throw something together real quick when he's free. Oh, and look, Ryan Gosling's available too, and so is Anna de Armas. Oh shit, let's go. It just didn't feel like. Not that I want them to constantly be making these gigantic budgeted movies. Do something low key or something to get away from that. Yeah, but to me, it was just another generic action movie.
That sucks. I heard it was kind of like, I don't know.
Like if it wasn't directed by them and starring the people who started, it would have been another Steven Seagal.
Like no one would have
directed video movie. No one would have given a shit.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
I'll still check it out. Maybe I'll give my thoughts next episode about it. But yeah, it's a shame to hear.
Yeah. But, honestly, I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was just expecting to be entertained. But I was just kind of bored.
Cheap.
Even though shit's just blowing up constantly. And Anna de Armas is adorable.
Speaking of polarizing movies, you also saw Nope.
I did.
Did you not?
I did.
Sweet.
I really liked it. I love Get Out. I liked Us. I wish Us had a longer ending that kind of explained what the hell was really going on instead of just like kind of giving you the Cliff Notes version of it.
Yeah.
But Nope is one of those movies that thankfully, because I saw when I saw Thor, because I saw it so late after it came out, they still had trailers from movies that are already out. So they showed a trailer for Nope, and Nope had already been out for about a week. And the new trailer that I saw, I thought it was giving everything away. Like it's showing the thing that's in the sky that everyone's looking at. It's showing what I'm going like, why are you showing all the good parts? I'm like, this is some bullshit. And then I went and saw the movie, and I was like, they didn't show anything. They did not give one thing away about what's really going on in that movie.
That's good. Yeah, I do want to see it, so I'll probably check it out as soon as it's available to stream or something.
Yeah, I'll just give you the clue is he really likes Steven Spielberg. He really does. He really does. Because it's like to me, it felt like a modern day update of one of Spielberg's movies. Like Spielberg's one of his most popular movies.
Close Encounters?
Which one?
Close Encounters?
No. No, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, great. I've been always wanting to follow up with that.
Here's the thing. It's going to surprise you once you realize which one it is, which I thought was really what made me like really like it was like, oh my God, are you serious? He decided to do that one?
It's pretty sweet.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Get Out also. I think it was great. I, however, have seen it too many times. It's
I've only seen it once, so
it's one of the movies. It's one of the movies we have at work for them to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it. I loved it the first time. It's pretty good the second time, but I've seen it like 5 times now. Or now when someone requests it, I try to change their mind. So like, it's one of those movies where like to enjoy it fully, you kind of need to forget what happens in it, right?
Yeah, like right now would probably be the perfect time for me to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where you're like like 5 years or something.
Yeah, like every 3 or 4 years.
But I've seen it about 5 times in a year, so yeah. But yeah, I'm a real big fan of his directing, and it's pretty funny, like coming from all his previous
comedy work.
He's comedy, and I loved his comedy work too. So he's just an all-around cool guy, that Jordan Peele.
I will say there was that meme, or not a meme, it was a Twitter post that somebody, I think I talked about it when you and Church were talking at one time, where someone like showed the Rotten Tomato ratings of all of Jordan Peele's movies, and this guy that was like obviously kissing Jordan Peele's ass, and this tweet was like, "Oh look, can you name another director that had like 3 of his movies be like the highest rated movies in their genre?" I don't think anyone else can claim that, and Jordan Peele actually responded to it saying, "There will be no John Carpenter slander here, sir."
Yeah. He's like, "Thank you, but I will not allow this."
Yeah,
that's great. So at least he's not getting.
So John Carpenter's automatically cool in my book because he loves John Carpenter. Did I say John Carpenter loves John Carpenter?
Yeah.
I meant Jordan Peele. It's the J names, man. The J names. Too many J names. Jordan Peele loves the John Carpenter.
But to be fair, John Carpenter is also really good.
Yeah, John Carpenter's my favorite.
so he's automatically been cool since before we had to say he was cool. So we're good there. Yeah, I watched a movie that you didn't watch yet, The Black Phone, which is based on a short story from Stephen King's son.
Yep, the kid from Creepshow.
Yeah, so I actually really liked it. I went in with I didn't really see anything on it. I didn't even know that until right after I watched it. I might have heard and kind of forgot, but yeah, I went into it with no expectations, just kind of browsing what movies were new on the site I watched stuff on at work, and I'll check it out. Didn't even realize Ethan Hawke was in it, even though that's his face, but half his face is covered by a mask, so can't fault me for that. It was actually really good. A really good suspense. I wouldn't call it a horror movie. It was just a good.
Yeah, it looks like a supernatural thriller kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a good supernatural element to it, but not over the top. And I just recommend it. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go see it, but I just haven't been able to get out to go. And now it's not really playing around here anymore. So
bummer. You're gonna have to stream it, I guess. But,
well, I'm probably just gonna rent it on Vudu or something.
Yeah, definitely check it out though. I recommended it to you guys. I think speaking of the last time we talked, and Church watched it right after, and he liked it too. So it's not just my dumb ass.
Ooh.
Take his word for it too. Cool. So yeah, that's about it for newer movies. I think that I watched. Though I don't think I've seen anything else. The new South Park movies and stuff.
Yeah, I tried watching the streaming wars, but the Karen jokes got too much.
Oh, everyone calling Randy Karen.
Yeah,
he got all pissed off. Yeah, it's I've been liking him. I was a little iffy. I'm like, oh man, are they gonna just start doing exclusive stuff, or is it gonna dilute the show? But I don't know. I'm enjoying them so far. It's been kind of cool to see the previous one too, where they were all adults and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. So far they're mostly all pretty good. More South Park's only ever a good thing. So if it's not that good, just don't watch it again.
Yeah,
because they're hit and miss sometimes, but
everything's like that.
They've been pretty hit lately, so I've been liking that. All right, so
there's certain game coming out that we just found out about before we started.
Yeah, I think I might have heard just a tidbit about it, but I didn't see a trailer. There's a Terminator Dark Fate game coming out. And I like Terminator a lot. So
I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed.
so it's called Terminator Dark Fate Defiance, and it's actually an RTS game set in the future, which I'm all about. Future War is like my favorite setting for Terminator games, so hit me with all that. There's not much for details yet. It looks like it's going to be only PC, which is a bummer for me. But if I don't hear rumblings of a console release soon after it comes out, I might even bite the bullet and pick it up. Something to distract me from editing podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
But
What was the last Terminator game that came out? What was it? Resistance.
yep.
And I still haven't beat it, but I liked it. When I played, I really liked.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. That's my first PS5 game. It's sitting up there, looking at it right now.
Got it too.
But when I get my PS5, I'm gonna jump back into that. But I'll probably be getting it right when God of War comes out.
Yeah.
If I could swing that. So.
But I'm glad that they're not trying to just keep on making the same genre. I don't think there has been a Terminator RTS yet. Most of them are first-person shooters or side-scrolling action games or whatever.
No, and typically for franchises, stuff like that, like the Lord of the Rings ones, I liked the Alien versus Predator.
Yeah,
one I liked. So
on the Xbox, hell yeah,
absolutely. So
yeah, that excites me that they decided to go a different route.
I mean, there's so many machines, especially in the future. There's so many machines you can use. Yeah, I'd actually think it would be really cool if you could do it kind of small soldier style. Not small soldiers. What am I talking about? Toy soldier style. I don't know if you've ever played any of the toy soldier
yeah, I
games.
had that. The one that has He-Man and G.I. Joe in it and all that.
Yeah, and I like the other older ones that are like World War I toys, and they're like, yeah. They're,
you mean Army Men?
Oh, it's basically like Army. No, but
Yeah.
it's Toy Soldiers. The first one is like World War I, I think, and stuff like that. So you're fighting like the Red Barons and stuff. And I just like that you can, and you're not just setting down your defenses. You can actually take control of them if they're not doing what you want them to do. Like, oh, you're not shooting at the guys that are right by, because they're basically trying to. It's like a tower defense. You're trying to get in your toy box. I mean, it's not exactly RTS, but I don't know. I think that if they took that element from it, I think it would be really cool.
I think some of the futuristic Command and Conquer games that they've made kind of set the stage for something like this too. So
yeah, so StarCraft, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I'd be all over that. So I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it comes out soon. I saw something about it getting delayed. Hopefully it's not like a licensing thing or some bullshit.
I doubt it, but I just want it to come out on a console.
Yeah, that's not the only Terminator game that's been announced. We're actually almost a year behind on the announcement of that one. So I don't think we talked about it. And I'm like, what has become of me? I'm so sad. Maybe it's just because it was a PC game, but I'm like, it's Terminator though. I should have talked about it. I'm sorry I failed everybody. Sorry.
You failed the Terminator community, sir.
So they haven't even really named the game, but it's from, I believe, the same studio that made Resistance, and it's a Terminator survival game, which I think could be pretty badass. So there's no details on it, but call me intrigued because it's got Terminator in the title.
Yeah,
I really liked Resistance.
Come on.
I really liked Resistance, so that's awesome. Speaking of that studio, even more, they've got the RoboCop game coming out, which they've only kind of showed a little short cinematic trailer of.
Yeah.
But if they do
first-person shooter,
if they do it the justice they did Terminator, 1,000% here for it. So
you know what I want. You know what it has to have in it in order for it to be a successful RoboCop game.
Shoot people in the dick.
Shoot people in the dick.
It's gonna be a dick massacre. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be cocks everywhere.
I'm just gonna target everyone. I'm gonna do a whole playthrough.
It's a cockastrophe.
Just dick shoot everybody. There's got to be like a trophy or an achievement for that.
Like Detroit is gonna be like. There's gonna be no kids.
It's gonna be called Dickless Detroit.
Yeah. Like why has the population dropped off in Detroit? Ain't no one can have babies.
Yeah, and there's no dicks. So yeah, it's good. I'm always glad to see more RoboCop love, more Terminator love. So I played that the Xbox game. I can't remember what it's called.
RoboCop.
Just RoboCop, right?
Just RoboCop.
There's no sub name.
No, it's just RoboCop.
And it was pretty good.
It's okay.
But it was not 100%. I mean, it showed its age.
Yeah.
Which a lot of games.
It looked like a PS2 game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was
or a PS1 game that was like just slightly upgraded to a PS or an Xbox game.
Yeah, it had a bit of clunk, but then again, it's RoboCop. He had a bit of clunk, so I just tried to work that in there and go.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they update that, even I'll be happy with that. So that's good. So,
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward. Like the licensed games look like they're starting to make a big comeback, and me and licensed games, we're like peas and carrots.
They hate each other.
Of course, I had to talk about licensed games, and I'm talking about Forrest Gump, which
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm hoping they kind of make a comeback. I mean, even when they were bad, like they usually were at least decently enjoyed.
I usually just use them as a way to like support the if I like the movie. Like I supported the movie. Like the Fifth Element game for the PS1 is awful, but I love Fifth Element, so I had to have it.
Yeah, sometimes I mean. You had to speak with your wallet. If you know it's bad, oh yeah, I'll get it when it's like $5 somewhere.
Yeah.
Kind of, but
then again, I own the Sabrina the Teenage Witch games, and I've never actually watched the show. Way Forward.
Oh, is there one where you play Salem?
No, those are the ones by Way Forward on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
my sister used to be obsessed with that show when it was on. I think it's more of like an animated version.
I think it's based on the animated series.
But yeah, my sister was obsessed with that show back in the day, the Melissa Joan Hart one. Holy shit! And I had to hear about it.
Apparently, Shang Tsung was in an episode. So.
Oh well, now I'm rewatching the entire series. Speaking of that, there's a new Mortal Kombat movie announced. So here's hoping it's better than the last one. Yeah. Animated, I should say. Animated.
Yeah, animated. Well, there is the sequel to the live action movie coming. They already announced that, and Johnny Cage will be in it. But yeah, the sequel to Scorpion's Revenge, and then Battle for the Realms.
Yeah,
now this one is what was it?
I dropped the ball. I don't remember.
I can't remember what was it called. Shit.
It
has to do with ice.
Yeah.
It's like cold. Oh shit. Okay, I'm have to. If only I had this device that can tell me things I need to know.
It's kidding. I don't know. Yeah. God damn it. It was it looks a lot better than the last one. The last one was just kind of straight up boring. I was pretty bored by it. So, like, usually the first time watching just about anything I've got interest in, got my undivided attention. But that was a very divided attention. I was like, I think I fell asleep, turned it on, rewound to where I was, and then just got bored again. It's like, oh, I should have left it where it was and just had it over with, which is a shame because the Scorpion's Revenge I really liked. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Hang on 1 second. For some reason, it's not listed on IMDb.
It doesn't exist. I just go in our conversation. We sent the trailer. Where did it go? I don't know. It doesn't exist. We just dreamed about it.
We made it up. Shit, ain't this some bullshit?
Yeah, we just fucked up. Where is it? We talk too much, man. There's so many memes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn it! What the fuck? Well. Snowblind. There we go.
Snowblind. There we go.
All that for it's the name of Black Sabbath song. I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, yeah. It's based around Kenshi from Mortal Kombat Deception. Or sorry, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance.
Yeah. So, yeah, it looks cool. Looking interesting. I just think what Battle of the Realms bugged me was just like this seems like the most been there, done that Mortal Kombat story. Like I didn't need it.
Yeah, like we've seen the tournament thing before, which is why I was glad with the live action movie didn't do the tournament all over again, like the original movie.
Yeah, so
but they also kind of went about it in Battle of the Realms in like the most, I don't know,
bland way,
boring way, I guess.
Yeah,
in like unimaginative way.
Yeah, it was pretty blah.
Yeah, I just did not care. I was expecting to like that one because I was like, I like Scorpion's Revenge so much. And then watch this, and I was just like, what? Did you just kill this series already?
Polarizing. I was like, oh, amazing.
Yeah.
You got one more. You got one more. If you fuck up again, I might not buy another one.
Yeah.
But
this one looks kind of neat. I wish that. I guess the other thing that bugged me about Battle of the Realms was I thought that they were going to do like a whole series of movies about each character.
Mm-hmm.
And it was immediately, we're like, nope, we're just going to do the whole tournament and throw everybody in there. And I was like, why don't you just do What About Sonya now or something like that? Or what about Johnny Cage?
The ones that don't get the spotlight as much.
Yeah.
Which is cool about the Snowblind.
Yeah.
Like, it's one that doesn't need to be a whole, like, oh, Liu Kang's the chosen one story or blah, blah, blah.
Or the whole rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero that we've seen 15 times already.
Yeah. Like, do some Noob Saibot shit or something,
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It comes out, I think, in October?
Yeah, I think so. October or end of September or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm all for it. Hopefully my Target will get it.
If my Walmart gets it, I'm sure your Target will get it. And you're in
Chicago. The movie section of my local Target has shrunk again. And now it is basically like a rack in front of the electronics section and a rack by the registers.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Well, you do live in a city, and I'm sure there'll be somewhere else you can.
Well,
get
even the Best Buy by me, like their movie section is shrank again. So it's like everyone's just phasing it out.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're not seeing the death of physical media completely.
Yeah, it's going to turn into like a completely online thing now.
Basically, around here, if Walmart doesn't get it, I have to order it or SOL. So hopefully you're able to track it down. But how about we do some pickups?
Well, my game pickups are all from a specific convention that I visited a couple weekends ago.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that first.
Ooh,
that sounds good. Yeah.
So, Captain Algebra, who's been a guest on the podcast already, when I met up with him at the Midwest Gaming Classic in April, he was like, "Hey, you're going to come to Mo Game Con in Missouri?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know," because the week that it happens was the week that you were talking about coming to visit.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know." I'm like, Jason and his wife are talking about coming to visit Chicago. I won't be able to go if they're here. So just right now it's a no. And then like a week later, you're like, yeah, that's not happening. The trip's not happening. So I was like, hey, Cap, guess what? I can go.
Cornus sucks.
Yeah.
Ass. I'm sorry.
So I ended up driving down there, Captain Algebra. I went out to Mega Dan's house out in the middle of the cornfields in like Western Illinois.
In the village.
Left my car there over the weekend, met Cap there, and then he drove to Missouri with me.
Sweet.
Ended up spending the weekend with Captain Algebra, Do You Nerd, who's been on the show also, 8-Bit Glitch.
We have to get him on the show.
Dan from Midwest Media Show, Peter Bateman, who's been on the podcast.
Maybe he thinks he dreamed he was on this podcast.
I don't know.
Part of it. Was I actually on the podcast, or did I just dream? He also does our theme.
Was it part of? Did he have to spin a top in order to make sure it was real?
Yeah.
And Gaming Off the Grid were there too. And then so the convention only happens on a Saturday. It's only one day. We went on Friday, met up with everybody at the Airbnb that we rented, went out to an arcade. I did play and beat an arcade game there. I played the Michael Jackson's Moonwalker arcade game, which I played like crazy back when it first came out in the 80s.
It's actually a really, really good game.
The arcade game is fun as hell. And I played it solo and beat it solo and got the high score. And in this barcade that we're in, if you get the high score, you take a picture of it, bring it up to the bar, they fill out like a tag and stick it on the machine. And now my name is on that machine with the high score.
That's badass, man. I played that. It was one of the first games I actually beat on my plug and play arcade thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would totally buy it if it's on. I need to buy that if it's on there.
Yeah, get one. I've been.
And
been
then because I did it,
of
because I beat it, Captain Algebra, Wes from Gaming Off the Grid, and Tom from Do You Nerd played it 3-player and beat it. They beat it super fast because they're playing a 3-player, obviously.
Yeah, it's not that long of a game. I think it's only got like 5 stages, 6 stages.
Yeah. Well, it's because they were just blasting through everything instead of just me doing it on my own. Because of all 3 of them fighting everything, they beat everything quick. But like their scores didn't even come close to what mine was because I ended up getting split between the 3 of them.
Yeah, well, they divide the action, they divide the scores.
So I have an arcade game in Missouri with my name on it as the high score, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, the con was really fun. Prices are a hell of a lot cheaper than they were at the Midwest Gaming Classic, thankfully.
That's good to hear.
I brought a decent amount of money with me, but I didn't really have anything that I was looking for except for maybe one thing that I wanted to buy if I found it cheap or I could bargain with the seller about it, which I found. It was the first thing I bought when I got there. But yeah, the convention was cool. Ended up getting singled out by Adam Koralik at one point. Like I happened to be standing by his table and I hear him go, "Chris," and I turn around. I'm like, "How do you know my name?"
Well, I've interacted with him a few times, and you live in the same city.
Well, I've just thrown a tweet at him every once in a while, but like I didn't expect him to be like, "Oh my god, I watched," what? Ran into Down Phoenix there also.
Sweet.
But I didn't recognize him because he had lost a lot of weight and had shaved his beard and grown his hair really long. So when he was like trying to like get me to remember who he was. He was like, "You recognize me?" I'm like, "No."
Oh, that's the most awkward thing.
It was because I kept on going like, "Just tell me your fucking," like the look on my face is like, "Just tell me your goddamn name."
Who are
and
you?
He was like trying to make me guess, and I go, "Game Deflators," because I don't know what they look like.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No." He's like, "You've been on my podcast." I'm like, "That's why I said Game Deflators." And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Dude, just fucking tell." I said it. I was like, just fucking tell me. He's like, "Down Phoenix." I'm like, "Dude, I would never have gotten that because you look totally different."
Yeah, I get that a lot too. Where like I also live in a small town, so I'm like, do I know you? Know you? Do you just know who I am?
Yeah.
What do you know me from? Yeah, that's the worst. Being put on the spot there.
Yeah, it was weird. And then he's just like, "Buy my stuff." But yeah, the convention was rad. Met a lot of people. Ran into a lot of other YouTubers. They had like a trivia game that was going on upstairs. There weren't really panels at this place. They have like one room for panels, and it was, I think Adam Koralik had one, and Zap Crystal was there with her husband, Mr. Rightway. They had one, and then it was like a game show. They did this trivia game that Captain Algebra and Tom from Do You Nerd were involved in. It was like Twitch people versus YouTubers. And that was pretty much it. But the cool thing was Retro Mikey is like, I guess he volunteers there, but everybody knows him because he's from the area. Okay. And like he came up to us while we were in line and he was like, "Oh, don't forget to get your content creator badge at the front." And we're like, "Why?" And it's because we got like a special lounge specifically for us.
Ooh.
And basically what it was the room next to where the panels were happening, and they had like a little food bar set up there where you can buy like snacks and stuff, and it was just a place where you could just go and relax away from the con.
Sweet.
I went in there once. I took, because the window in the place looked out over the whole floor of the convention, so I took like a picture from up there, but I never really went in the room.
I can retreat from my mobs of fans.
Yeah. You're funny. Did you write that one yourself?
No, content creator. I got people write scripts for me, bud.
Yeah, but yeah, the con's only like I said, the one day. It was kind of crowded in the morning, and then we left for lunch. When we came back, it was like it had cleared down a lot, so it was easier to look for things. But I found a lot of really rad stuff. Met a lot of cool people. We did at the Airbnb at night. We got together with a bunch of other YouTubers that came to the Airbnb to hang with us, like TJ Kitsune and Mega Matt and Dan B from the Game Beaters.
These Game Beaters?
Yeah, those Game Beaters.
Wow.
Yeah, Dick Boots was at the convention. I met him at the convention, but he didn't come to the after thing. Who else came? Pat from Show Me Retro came, and he hooked up his Saturn and the 6-player Saturn adapter and brought a copy of Saturn Bomberman.
Good.
And then I told him that I have a 6-player adapter also. And he was like, "Why didn't you bring it?" I'm like, "I didn't know you were going to bring this shit." He goes, "We could have had a 12-person game of Saturn Bomberman." I'm like, "Well, now we know what to do next year."
There you go.
But yeah, we ended up playing games all night long. I ended up showing Dan B my Retro Freak, and me and 8-Bit Glitch ended up playing. Like I said, I was playing Micro Mages. Me and 8-Bit Glitch ended up playing Macro Mages for like 2 hours, and we got to like the last stage. But because it was like 2 a.m. by that time, we were both starting to fall asleep. So we like did a save state. We're just gonna finish beating it next year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not something where you need to be like, we got to start over. It's way harder to start out of nowhere.
No, but I would like to play it with more people because I think it's like a 4-player game. And what's his name? Tom from Do You Nerd brought his 4-score, and we actually played a 4-player game of Nightmare on Elm Street while I was there.
Wicked.
Which was crazy and confusing.
I've got one too, but I've never.
Oh my god, playing that 4-player was like you kept losing track of your character. Yeah. But out of all the people that played it when I played it, was me, Captain Algebra, I think 8-Bit Glitch, and Lacey from Do You Nerd were playing it, and me and Captain Algebra were the last people left. Like no one else knew really how to play it, or had played it recently. But yeah, we're doing that again next year. Awesome. And then left on Sunday and came home. But the stuff I picked up while I was there the big thing I picked up was, like, I was looking for this. I've been looking for it for a long time, but it's always way too expensive. And then for some reason I saw it for over $2,000 at the Midwest Gaming Classic last year.
What?
It was $800 in 2019 at the Midwest Gaming Classic because it was at that table where you traded in all your stuff.
Okay, yeah.
It was like $800 for it to complete in box, and I was like, eh. And then it was like over $2,000 last year, and I didn't see one this year. But when I got to, I did see it this year. Captain Algebra pointed it out, but I didn't have enough money to cover it, so I made sure to find one now, and I found a copy of Demon's Crest, complete, which was I've been wanting this for so long, and I ended up playing this for like an hour and a half, 2 hours when I was checking the cartridge to make sure it worked. It works.
My buddy hooked me up. He's from Thunder Bay, where I go and pick up a lot of crap all the time. And he just kind of goes, "Hey, is this a game you need?" He kind of just gives me heads up randomly on posts he sees local. And I'm like, yeah, especially for that price. And I got it for a dirty cheap price, but not complete. But
oh, yeah.
Still the legit game. I was happy.
Well, it turned out that Gaming Off the Grid wanted to get a copy of it, and they just wanted a loose copy. And Megadan wanted to get a copy, but he didn't. He ended up not going because he ended up getting stuck at work. But like when we went to pick up my car on Sunday, when we came back, Captain Algebra told him that I bought this, and when we went to my car to drop my bags off of my car, he's like, "Can I see that real quick?" So I took it out, and he's like, "I've never seen it in the box before." He's looking at it, he's like, "Oh my god."
He just comes running out of his garage with a tire iron.
Clobber the guy.
Hey, it seems that your windshield's busted. I could swap it out, but it cost you a copy of Demon's Crest.
Yeah. So super stoked to get that. And then I ended up getting Donkey Kong Country 3 because it's the only one I still needed, and I found it really cheap. And I even bargained with the guy and got him to drop the price a little bit. So that was rad. So now I have all 3 of those.
I think that's the only one I have in boxes 3.
This was the game that Captain Algebra was supposed to try to tell me to get last year's Midwest Gaming Classic, but I never saw it. But Thunder Force 3 on the Genesis.
Ooh.
I've been wanting this for the longest time. I used to have it back in the day, but I haven't been able to find it recently. And this was a little bit pricey, but I talked the guy down a little bit. Which is the other thing that I noticed about this convention was a lot of people were willing to like talk price.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were like kind of like, okay, as long as it was reasonable. Normally I'd be like $15, $20 maybe.
Yeah.
If it was like a really expensive one, and they were like, oh, all right. Like this.
MGC, like I was able to talk people down there pretty well, but probably not last year.
Yeah. I got a copy of Mule on the NES. I talked the guy down for this also. It's another 4-player game.
I gotta say, I've never heard of that game. Honestly,
my dad used to play this on his computer all the time when I was a kid. It's like you're settling a new planet. You have to you have to buy a section of land every time there's a turn. You have to buy a section of land, and you have to make it either a farming area, an energy production area, or I can't remember, what's the third one? There's like 3 things you can do. Food production.
Okay.
And at the end of your turn, you end up like buying and selling stocks in those things that you're making.
Stonks.
It doesn't sound exciting, but it's actually pretty fun. I mean, it's still. I mean, I have an app on my phone of Mule Returns. It's still pretty popular.
That's cool. Yeah, I can't believe I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like I remember watching my dad play it, and I didn't understand what was going on because stock markets and stuff. But like he was like, I learned how to do the stock market stuff, or I learned about the stock market by him telling me what was going on.
There you go.
And I've been trying to find this game forever, and it's actually kind of a hard to find game, at least complete in the box. And it's by Mindscape, which I hate that fucking company.
Your buddies.
But yeah,
used to work for them.
Yeah.
Is that the same guys that ripped you off for the
Mad Max?
Mad Max?
Yeah. So dick. But I was just glad to be able to find it. This is like this is one of the games I remember my dad playing that I actually liked, other than like Ultima. I found this. Nintendo told me about this like a year ago, and I saw it sitting there on the table, and I was like, I have to have it. It's like this double pack of the 2 of the Castlevania games on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So this has Harmony of Dissonance and Aria of Sorrow on it, and I have Circle of the Moon already, so I got all 3 of them now.
Sweet. Yeah, I almost picked that up when I got that ridiculous pickup of RPGs and stuff from a couple of years ago, like right when I was moving from my old house to this one. And it was there, but I was like, I really can't afford even if you only wanted $10 for it. I was like, I probably don't have the $10. It was
but yeah, I've been trying to find either of them separately, or just finding this was I'd never see this ever.
Yeah, only time I've seen it was I think at the first MGC we went to, and when that lady had it.
Yeah,
but
the first time I heard about it was when Nintendo talked about it in one of his live streams on Twitch.
Yeah, they actually have quite a few 2-pack games on there on the Game Boy Advance. I remember there's a couple of multi-carts. I can't remember right off the top of my head right now, but I promise there are. So those that's most significant.
Yeah. I picked up the version of Altered Beast on the Turbo. Well, this is actually the PC engine.
Sweet.
It sucks.
Oh.
It's horrible. There's no voice. So this is when I tested it to make sure it worked. There's no voice in it, so you don't get the "Welcome to your doom" or "Wise from Yoke Wave" thing. None of that.
So they couldn't be asked to put it in there?
No. It's like there's no voice. The speed of the game is different. And it's just not fun. Like, for some reason, it's just not fun.
Weird.
And it looks just like the arcade game, but it plays just slightly differently to the point where it's not enjoyable. It's weird.
Why would they do this?
I might be getting rid of that.
But
I also picked up this one called Necronomicon. Actually, the title is
it a pinball game?
Digital Pinball Necronomicon.
I was wondering why he was holding like a crystal ball.
Metal Jesus talked about this in one of his Hidden Gems videos where he's talking about Saturn stuff with Circuits and Coffee. And it's like a metal, like heavy metal pinball game. And I guess Dream Theater does the music for it.
Okay.
And I was looking for it for a while, but I couldn't find it, or I couldn't find it for a good price. And the guy that was selling this, I think it was Pat from Show Me Retro, had it at his table, so I bought it from him.
Oh, damn.
And yeah, that was really cool. And then one of the things I bought from, what's his name, Down Phoenix at his table was this Matterfall on the PS4. And it's like a sci-fi, cyberpunk, twin-stick shooter.
Yeah, I was looking at that last time I was at GameStop, but it was like a dumb price.
Yeah, this is like the Chinese edition. Like, I guess he got this off of PlayAsia.
I think that was it.
Yeah, and I bought it for like $15.
Maybe it wasn't at GameStop. Maybe I was just looking at it online, but I know I was looking at it.
Yeah, I never even heard of it, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I love a good twin stick shooter. But the big thing that I know you in church would appreciate was I also picked this up at his table, and that's this giant
boy
Johnny Silverhand figure.
Logan.
Hell yeah, rocking out.
I remember, it's so awesome. It's from my
Yeah.
buddy Todd. My buddy Todd made that.
Did he?
The guy that robs me constantly. Yeah, Todd McFarlane.
That's why I can't pay rent.
Yeah.
But I love the game. I love Keanu is awesome. I love Keanu, so I had to get this. I thought it just looked really rad.
Basically,
So I wanted to at least own an action figure. He had the smaller one too of this character, but he was charging like 15 for the small one and 20 for the big one. I'm like, I'm going with the big one.
Go big, go big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought that too, and my way of thinking was like, well, even if the game sucks, I still love Keanu, and that's what I'll say. This is just like one of the flashback Teds from the
the third movie.
Yeah, it's a different alternate one where his arm got cut off somehow.
That's funny. And that was like all that I bought at the convention. But on the way back, I brought up to Cap. We had stopped at a Wendy's for lunch, and I was like, one thing I never do when I go to conventions, well, since I only go to the Midwest Gaming Classic and there aren't any stores in between, was like, normally you hear people who are traveling a long distance, they stop at any game store they find in between.
Or Goodwills or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm like, I've never done that. So while we're sitting at the Wendy's, Cap looks on his phone, and he's like, well, let me check. So he checks, and there's one right down the street.
Perfect.
And it was this, what was it? This place called, here it is. Is it? Yeah. Primary Colors.
I would just think that's a paint store.
Yeah. They have like games. You'd love it. It was like games, toys, music, movies.
Oh, toys.
Yeah. Dude, they had like full moon action figures.
Sweet.
They had like the Demonic Toys box set thing. I took a picture of it and sent it to Mosley.
Hell yeah.
So I bought some stuff while I was there. I bought this Atari 2600 game called Desert Falcon, which is a vertically scrolling shmup.
Cool.
I think it's a vertically scrolling shmup. I can't really tell. I don't have my Retron. It might be horizontally. It looks like it may be horizontal. But I don't have my Retron 77 hooked up, so I haven't tried it yet.
Sweet.
But I had to get that because on a complete unboxed Atari game for like $5. Why not?
Yeah,
and then I found this Madara 2. Actually, it has like a full name.
Yeah, there's a whole.
It's like Shin something. I've only had my device.
Madara's about like 1/5 of the actual title. But
Yeah,
I've got it as well up there with my Super Famicom. I was like, now we're Madara Bros.
Madara Bros. Yeah, it's Moryu Senki Madara 2. I own the first one.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I own the first one for the Famicom, and it's like this huge cart. It's like double the size of a regular Famicom cart, and it's an RPG.
It looks like you're putting an NES cart in the Famicom.
Yeah, in real life, it looks like one of our NES carts. It does. So when I saw that they had part 2 at the store, even though I haven't even played the first, I was like, just give it to me.
Give me it.
I need it. So yeah, I picked that up. And then when it comes to like movies, I don't really have a whole lot. I've been buying a lot. I have a lot of really cool stuff on the way.
Okay.
So I'll be able to show that off in the next. Yeah. But some of the stuff I picked up was this 3D version of Amityville 3D. I got this from Spain.
Okay.
This movie is awful.
What does it say? Apple Papa at the top? At the bottom? At the top?
Apto Pata? Oh, I think it's saying like it's in 3D.
I thought it said Apple Papa.
Yeah, I've seen this movie before. I've never seen it in 3D because I was not allowed to watch horror movies as a kid.
Yeah, I don't think I've.
So I just wanted to have the ability to watch this in 3D at least once. And I know you could get this through some box set that Scream Factory put out of all the Amityville movies. I don't want to own any of the Amityville movies.
The Possession's the only one I can watch, and like the newer one with Ryan Reynolds.
I haven't liked any of them.
The Ryan Reynolds one I liked. I like the original ones.
I think the original one is so boring.
It's slow, yeah. It's really slow. The second one, I think I liked it before I lived at the house where I lived, but it kind of reminds me of the story of my house. So, without the ghosts.
Gross.
No, yeah. But
no incest going on at your house, bro.
No, but I mean, what happened before? My house is a murder house.
Oh, gross.
where the son shot the parents. So.
Man,
yeah, I didn't ever tell you that.
Now, bro.
I didn't ever tell you that.
No,
that's why I don't need. I haven't ever had to paint the walls, so it's good. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's mean.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
but yeah, I haven't watched this in 3D yet because I need to hook up my PS4. But I watched this just to watch it, and I was like, yeah, this is as bad as I remember it being.
You got to refresh yourself on the bad.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
It helps me appreciate other things that aren't bad. Yeah, I don't think
Probably
I've
the
ever
last
seen that
3D
third one.
movie I'm going to own or I'm going to buy. I don't think there's many others out there that I would actually want. But like when it comes to like 4K stuff, a lot of steel books have been coming out from Lionsgate. And I showed off, I think, the last time that Universal Soldier one.
Mm-hmm.
So they released Angel Heart on 4K in a steel book that I got from Best Buy. And this one doesn't really have that cool cover thing going on that one did. It just kind of looks like you got Mickey Rourke sitting at a bar and there's flames. You pull the cover off and it's just he's at a bar. But really awesome movie if you've never seen it. It's like a supernatural horror thriller.
What's
Robert De Niro plays the devil.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. No.
Oh my God, Robert De Niro plays the devil in it. What's her name? Lisa Bonet's in it. She did this when she was on the Cosby Show, and she gets butt naked in it.
Okay.
That was why she was kicked off the Cosby Show. And Mickey Rourke plays the lead. It is a super fucked up ending.
But Bill Cosby got to stay on the Cosby Show. I see it.
Yeah.
He was probably mad that she wouldn't do. He was probably just mad that she wouldn't do that on the Cosby Show.
Oh man. I also picked up this Steelbook 4K of Cabin in the Woods. I absolutely love this movie. Same thing with the cover. It covers up the guys operating the monitors and stuff down below.
Yeah,
which I think is kind of neat.
Cool.
And then on the back, it looks like an elevator door opening.
Looks like a cover of a
Pull it open,
Goosebumps book.
it's really open.
Oh, wicked! I love when they get creative with the packaging like that.
Yeah, that's why I've been buying the steel. I'm not really into steel books because they get dented too easily. Luckily, they have these plastic covers on them. I got it. Yeah, slut. No, but the cool thing is, if it didn't have like this protective like plastic cover, I probably wouldn't have bought them.
Yeah, I don't like when they don't have a plastic cover. That's one. I'll let you have that one.
But the last one I got is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yes.
I love this movie. This movie cracked me up. Pedro Pascal is hysterical in this movie.
Yeah, it's a
He's
really
like
good
playing
movie.
the exact opposite of the badass he is on The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's a really good. Yeah, I really liked it too.
This one does not have. It's the same company that released those other two, but it doesn't really have anything special for the cover. Just a bunch of Nicolas Cages on the back.
Nicolas Cage is on there.
Yeah, it's all Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage all the time.
I love it. I love the flashback him when he's talking.
Oh, when he's talking to like the version from Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah.
Same haircut and everything.
Nicolas fucking Cage. I love
And
it.
this one I haven't shown off yet. This one just showed up yesterday.
Basically just has to tell off his own ego.
Yeah. But yeah, this one just showed up in the mail yesterday. I had to order this from England. And it is a 4K of Flatliners.
Sweet.
The original one. And this has a ton of extras. This whole section here is just nothing but extras.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I did not buy the remake. This is the original one with Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, and all that.
I actually bought that not too long ago. It was in one of those $5 bins. It's a good movie.
I love this movie. I've always liked it. Joel Schumacher can make really good movies unless they're called Batman.
I forgot about it until my wife actually found it when we were like just looking at movies somewhere. I don't remember where it was. Might have been Kmart before they closed. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that one's. I was surprised. I didn't even realize that Arrow Video, because I've been buying a lot of Arrow Video stuff lately, and I did not even realize they were releasing that. But the coolest thing I got this month was given to me by Tom and Lacey of Do You Nerd.
What?
So I posted something on Twitter that had to do with Dungeons and Dragons.
Sweet.
And there's some module that is coming out. I don't think it's by Games, or was it Games of the Coast or whatever they're called?
Wizards of
the Coast. I don't think it's by them, but it was like some module or some add-on for Dungeons and Dragons, and you could win a free copy of it if you like retweet it. And I did that. And Tom and Lacey saw my post, and they're like, "Hey, someone gifted us all this stuff. Since it looks like you're into Dungeons and Dragons, you want it instead? Because we're never going to play it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." So they sent me this huge ass box of Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I got this is all second edition.
Well, damn.
So the Dungeon Master's Guide for second edition, hardbound. And these are all in really good shape. The second edition player's handbook.
I love the cover on the cover art on all these.
The Dungeoneer's Survival Guide for 2nd edition.
Sweet.
This Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition character record sheets book, where you can like make your character, write your character stuff down. But I wouldn't use this anyway. Just make photocopies.
You gotta do.
Yeah, a module called Child's Play. And the coolest thing is this. I had no idea this was a thing. I think I'm going to try to convince all my D&D group that this is what we need to play next, because we just last week finished our Angel campaign. But it's this Dungeons and Dragons in space. It's authentic. It's called Spelljammer.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah,
That's
it is
cool.
Dungeons and Dragons in space. I think we need to play this.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
That sounds amazing, and it's a box.
Yeah, I was
It's not
watching
just
some
like
of your videos of. I was watching some of your videos of you playing through the other campaign there.
Yeah. So it comes with
Sweet.
what is this? It says at the bottom. Oh, the Concordance of Arcane Space. That must be a module. The lore book of the Void. Skull and Crossbones, which I think is another module. A whole bunch of bad guys like cards, like it shows you off what the enemies are supposed to look like.
I think I want to get my family into D&D when we're older. Like I got that little beginners thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for
But I think
5th edition?
Yeah, I think the kid's just a little too young, but when they're a bit older, I think I want to try and get them all into that, because I've always wanted to explore it more myself. So hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, there's some maps. There's a grid for figs.
Ooh.
Some
Yeah,
other
you
kind
know
of
it's
galactic
like
map,
space.
and a ruler. So yeah, I'm gonna try. Like, we've been trying to discuss what we want to play at now that our other game is over, and I was like, well, I have that 5th edition stuff. There's Cyberpunk, because I have all the Cyberpunk materials. I got a Humble Bundle that had like 30 Cyberpunk books in it for $10 or $15 or whatever it was. I have a Red Dwarf RPG. We have the Army of Darkness RPG. There's also newer ones like Big Trouble in Little China. That everyone was like, Big Trouble in Little China. Ooh.
Yeah.
There's an Aliens one out there too.
Yeah, I think I seen the Aliens one.
So I was like, we have many to choose from. We have to agree on which one we're going to do next. But I'm going to try to convince them to try this Spelljammer thing.
Looks pretty badass.
But yeah, Tom and Lacey sent me that for free.
Wow.
So thank you very much. Like, they said they're never going to use it, and it was gifted to them, so they just gifted it to me.
That's super sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get more into it, but like it's like something I don't have the time, and it's something I need to have more than just me and do. Right. My other hobbies I can do by myself, but that's like, I don't have the want to like round up people to play and all that kind of stuff. So it's like makes sense. But if I can get the family into it, it's just like Lego. If I get the family into it, then it's a viable option of something to do. So, all right.
That's all my shit.
All right. Well, not buying anything. I've been buying some stuff.
You sound so thrilled.
I'm not happy with myself. But
Shame.
so we went out. I was doing good. Not really been buying anything locally. My friends down the street been giving me some pretty good deals. But yeah, so I went to the comic store when we were out of town, and I was trying to laser focus. I was like, all right, I want to finish off the Web of Spider-Man series, and I want to finish off Spectacular Spider-Man series. And I was able to use my new app, and I knocked out about probably 40 issues.
Ooh.
Between the two of those. So that's good. Maybe 30. I don't know. I didn't count. But I'm down to only 21 issues I need of Web of Spider-Man before I have the complete set. 27 if you count annuals. And I need something like 70 for Spectacular Spider-Man now. But it's good. But while I was checking out, I'm not going to show out all those issues, but I look over, and it's like Predator month, man, because Marvel has the rights to Predator now, so they got the Predator comics coming out. And to celebrate that,
So Dark Horse lost the license?
I guess so. Maybe they still do it too, but I'm not 100% on that.
They had that for the longest time too.
Yeah, maybe Marvel's just like us too. Not sure, but I look over.
Oh no, Marvel is owned by Disney, and Disney owns Fox.
As I said, maybe they like still will let them use the license. But I'm not sure on that, but I know they own it, so they can do what they want. And all the mainline books are doing variant covers, and I love this Iron Man cover.
That is so cool.
I see this.
Is he actually fighting a Predator in that?
And the issue, no, it's just like a kind of promotional. See, there's the versus Predator.
Okay, so they're just trying to build up hype for Prey.
Yeah, variant covers. They like a lot of comics now. They do this kind of crap where different artists will do different covers. And this is just because Predator's coming up this month. And I also saw Avengers with Blade fighting the Predator.
That's cool.
I found out there's a heap more. And guess what? Your boy ordered at least half the heat. So,
I don't read the comics that they're on, but I had to have them for the Predator.
So,
yeah.
I like. No, I got ones that I'm interested in. I like Avengers. I like Iron Man anyway. I would have bought it. It's just I'm gonna read it still, but yeah, I had to get Spider-Man because me and Spider-Man are like good friends. Like,
yeah,
there's the issue I was on with him that one time. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I was happy to find that. It was a happy accident. So the new Predator series starts, I think, at the end of the month.
Cool.
I'll probably try to keep up with that, unless it goes haywire with like a crazy amount of episodes. But that's it for what I'm going to show for books. I got a couple movies, nothing crazy, but Spider-Man trilogy was dirty cheap when I was out of town, so I snagged that because I didn't have any of them on Blu-ray. So I've been looking to upgrade that.
Yeah, I just got the 4K set of that.
And speaking of loving the DC animated stuff, I got Green Lantern, Beware My Power.
Yeah.
Green Lantern's one of your favorites, so you haven't checked that out yet?
I've been trying to find. They were releasing them on 4K for the longest time, but now all of a sudden, all I see are the Blu-rays around.
Yeah, I just grab what I can. Sometimes I try to get at least the Blu-ray, but if I don't see a Blu-ray, I'll usually just grab the DVD. Even it's whatever. When I went and saw Thor and Love and Thunder, as I said, I was pretty disappointed, but I found something to hopefully make me feel better about that. I found the Dolph Lundgren Punisher at a dollar store, so it was like $2, and I was like, hell yeah, that's one of the very few superhero movies I don't have. So I was stoked on that. And then my Soul game pickup. I don't think I've got any. I might have forgot some small stuff I picked up, but I had to order this, so now I have all of them. But I got the House of the Dead remake.
Yeah, I still need to get that.
I don't have it. I love the lenticular cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
Super badass. Yeah, I haven't even really looked into anyone's review on it. Hopefully it's good.
I watched a bunch of people streaming it, and it looked really good. Like, everyone was enjoying it when they were playing it that I saw.
That's good, because, there's the only way to own House of the Dead 1 is to own it on the Saturn. I don't even have a Saturn, so it is what it is. And then finally, at long last, I got a couple figures I ordered quite a while ago, and they just took forever to come in stock from where I ordered them from. But I got Ultimate April O'Neil from the first Ninja Turtles movie. And pretty cool. Looks just like Judith Hogue. One thing that pisses me off, though, the box is about this much more taller than the Ninja Turtles themselves from the same movie. And my whole plan, I even left a spot up where my Ninja Turtles are. And this bitch does not fit. I've got all 4 turtles. I got Splinter, I got Shredder, I've got Casey Jones and Raphael in his trench coat. And then
you could have had Danny.
And then Herta doesn't fit. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck Danny. But this one I knew wouldn't fit, so I'm not that disappointed. I just also have to figure out where the hell I'm going to put him. But got me the Super Shredder.
Super Shredder.
Kevin Nash. I like the shiny packaging. It looks really cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, he looks really cool.
That from part 2?
Yep. So happy to have those. I ordered those at least a year ago.
Hey, your phone approves.
Mario likes it. No, that's literally my my question block light thing that I set stuff on, and it's like a pressure plate. So there we go. And Yeah, also while I was out of town, more figures just kept jumping in my cart like fish in a boat.
No shit.
But I got this like King
Nice.
Spawn figure. I love that. From the minute he announced it, I was like, I'm gonna be getting that.
That's cool.
So I love the way he sits on the throne, the way his like cape kind of is part of the throne, but it looks like it's his, so it's not awkward to sit him on the throne. He's got like a half cape at the back. Perfect. Last episode, I got Eartha Kitt, Catwoman for my 60s Batman display, and I got Julie Newmar.
Yeah.
So I was kind of mad right as I got Eartha Kitt, they announced Julie Newmar, but my friend picked him up when he was out of town. Stoked on that. And the same friend I mentioned has been giving me deals on the new X-Men wave. So I've got Siren, which is Banshee's daughter.
Nice.
And odd little tidbit is from the first Spider-Man or Spider-Woman series. That's where she debuted, and I'm only missing 2 issues of that series, or maybe 3. There's a 2-part story where when she debuts, I'm missing, and then the very last issue, and then we have that whole thing. So I need to track those down ASAP. And then keeping the girl power going, I got a Wasp.
Nice.
I had to have a Wasp, for my Avengers display. She's one of the original Avengers, so I didn't have anything of her, and now I got her to go with Ant-Man, so that's awesome. I might as well keep it going. We got Starfire.
Cool.
So to go with my Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends setup, she's got an alternate head. You can focus. It's allowed. All right, whatever. Nice. And then
It's like, no, Arnold's in the background. I have to focus on Arnold.
She even comes with the little dog. So it's funny. It's cool. And then this other guy from the newest X-Men wave, Maggot.
Maggot?
Yeah, with his weird grubs.
I've never heard of him before.
I don't have a whole lot with him in it, but for the price that my friend was selling these to me, he basically just wanted to build a figure. So he was selling them to me for less than half price. So I was like, all right, I'm not buying anything, but I'll buy that for $1. So, all right. And then when we're out of town and some other stuff I grabbed, so this colossal man bat
That is rad.
that my buddy Todd made. I love this figure. I love the detail. Articulation's pretty good, but he's got some weak bitch ankle. Look how easy that is to bend. So as soon as I stand him up, he's doing the smooth criminal. It bugs the shit out of me. He's got these like ratchety makes like a snap sound when you like move the legs, so that he can support himself. But then you put his ankles weak as fuck, and look how skinny that is. Yeah, don't skip ankle day, bro. So he's been kind of a pain to get to stand. That's my only complaint about him. I love the figure itself, but yeah, that's a letdown. And then I got this sweet 2-pack from the same place. I think it was the GameStop. I've got Hush.
Nice.
And of course Hush Batman.
Love Hush.
2-pack. I've been wanting this since he announced it, and as he does with his 2-packs, he has like a small diorama piece that comes with it. So it's got the Jason Todd grave with the all the cool detailing there. I really like this. Where I've got it on the shelf, I kind of don't have anything to do with this right now, but
I might have pegs for people's feet.
Yeah, it does, but my shelf is tight with so many figures of Batman and stuff. I don't know. I like it, so I had to have it, and it was I think it was actually cheaper than buying the 2 separate. So I was like, hell yeah, because I think you can buy. There's a different version of Hush, like he doesn't have the yelling face, but I liked the yelling face. So happy to. Oh man, I needed a Batman figure for my shelf. I don't have enough Batmans. I think it's about 40 McFarlane Batmans I've got now. The whole Batman collection is Batman, but he's just
got to go for 50.
He's just started announcing the Arkham wave. It's a build-a-figure wave, and so far he's announced Arkham Knight Batman, the Penguin from Arkham City, and Catwoman from Arkham City. And it being a Build-A-Figure wave, I've been kind of speculating. He's already got Killer Croc out. He's already got Titan Joker. He's already got a Bane that's pretty close to the game. So I'm thinking the Build-A-Figure might be Solomon Grundy. I'm just speculating there, but if it's right, you heard it here first. But yeah, I'm excited to see what else he does. Maybe he'll do a Ra's al Ghul. Maybe he'll do a Riddler. I don't know. There's a bunch of good characters from the Black Mask. He hasn't done a Black Mask yet, so here's hoping.
You're definitely going to get some Harley Quinns.
Oh yeah, there's a couple Harley Quinns. I got a couple. And then also when I picked up that Dolph Lundgren Punisher, I found the alternate X-Jet or Blackbird, whatever you want to call it. I've got the blue one here on my shoulder, but I don't know, I'll buy a black one. Absolutely. So I'll go with my bat. It's primarily a Batmobile collection, but it's got a few random things like the Turtle Van and the Enterprise and stuff. But yeah, happy to add something else to that small collection. And they're cheap, like $1. So I would buy that for $1. How about
one slim dollar?
How about we find some games to play?
Ooh,
got games all around us. Why don't we pick one out to play?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
What did you get last time?
I got Spider-Man the Animated Series, and not my favorite Spider-Man game. I beat it, but I had to go back to it. It wasn't even that. It's pretty challenging. It's kind of confusing at first, but I just really wasn't into it that much. You know, it's no Maximum Carnage, that's for sure. But at the end, I'm glad I played through it. I've had it for a long time. I had the Genesis version back in the day, even so. I've had it for a good long time. But I played the Super Nintendo version this time, and it is what it is. It's not the greatest, but yeah, that's another game to add to the beat pile. But what'd you get last time?
I got Alien Soldier on the Genesis.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It's cool. It's I love Treasure as a developer, so when I found out I could get a repro of this over here, because this is a Japanese exclusive, I jumped on it, and it is really challenging. It's kind of like the weapon situation is kind of like playing Gunstar Heroes. When you first start the game, you have 6 different weapons you can choose from, and you get to pick 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And there's a laser beam. There's another version of the laser beam. There's a flamethrower, heat-seeking flames, a spread shot, and a laser gun, one that shoots big beam laser things.
Okay.
And the game is like a boss rush. You play a little bit of the first level. I couldn't even get past the first level. The first level, you do fight a couple of enemies, but the boss comes up really, really quick, and it's like a giant snake. And you can swap through the weapons, but they have limited ammo.
Oh, okay.
And you have the ability to jump and stick to the ceiling also, because you play as this big bird guy.
It's almost like Contra 3, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. And you have to conserve your ammo. You find some ammo refill icons that when you beat certain enemies, they drop health pellets most of the time. But just beating that first boss, because the pattern of that snake thing is so unpredictable, I couldn't really get past it. Well, but I think the thing that amused me the most is the story at the beginning of the game. If you have an English translation of this, you need to watch the opening story. It is filled with so many misspellings and grammatical errors that it's hysterical. It's almost as good as Zero. What is that? Zero. All your base are belong to us.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I can't remember.
I keep wanting to say 0 hour, but that's not it. Zero something. Because they write out terrorists, but they're called terrorists.
They're on the terror list.
Yeah. And it's just so badly written. I was just really, really, guys, really, you couldn't have a spell checker. I mean, come on.
God damn it.
But I mean, it's really cool. It's interesting. I need to play it more.
Yeah.
But it is super hard.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's find out what we get this time. Hopefully we get.
So what are we doing there?
Oh, we're doing the Backlog Roulette. That's pick a game from 0 to 36 and double 0. So that's 38 games. Put them on a list, and we'll spin, find a number, and that's what you're going to play. So let's get to it. All right. Spin the wheel. I hope I get something I like more than Spider-Man, that's for sure. And I like Spider-Man.
I hope I just get
but not
something
Spider-Man.
that I'll want to beat.
Yeah. Or that isn't challenging split. Okay, what do we got? We got 20. What you got for 20?
Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy.
That's a good one.
I'll probably be able to beat that.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to find my list. Where to go? Backlog Roulette. 20. What do we got? Heavenly Guardian.
Ooh, that one's good.
Sweet.
You ever played it?
No.
It is like playing Pocky and Rocky.
Yeah, I got it. I think I got it for like 29 cents or something off Amazon.
Yeah,
A couple years ago.
It's on the
And then
Wii
I
and the
started hearing about
PS2, and what's it? Nintendo talked about the Wii version in one of his videos, and I was like, "Oh, I need to get that." And I got the PS2 version.
Yeah, and like I never heard of it, but I just kind of like sometimes I'll just go on Amazon and be like lowest price, and I'll PS2, and
Yeah.
you'll get a bunch of accessory crap like thumbstick covers, and then all of a sudden games start showing up. And after the sports games, I was like, 29 cents. There was like one sports game before it, and I was like, they really just want to get rid of this. Hindsight, I should have got a bunch of copies of it, but
Yeah,
yeah, I'm looking forward. Wait, did I play this game? I think I might have played it. Now that I'm thinking about it, if not, I might have to. I'll have to look through my beat games last year, but
uh-oh.
I might have to shuffle and do a side one. But here's
Ooh.
hoping I don't. All right. Well, that does it. Hopefully I can solve this dilemma. Hopefully I haven't. I think I remember playing this game now. Ooh, I better look through my beats. I don't know if I beat it. Oh man, I really got to update my list with what I beat. And what I
when
haven't played.
you've beaten so many games, you can't remember if you've beaten them.
Because I know I did play the new Pocky and Rocky, and I played a couple of games like it, and I'm thinking I might have to respin for myself. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Ooh.
Stay tuned. If I have to respin for myself, I'll tag it on the end of this episode. Well, my dumb ass got that as a backlog roulette game in episode 23, so let's spin again. Change your lists up, folks. Good goddamn, I hope I get something cool. 26. All right, I'll list below what I got. But I think that's about it for this episode anyway. Been glad to catch up.
Hell yeah.
Glad to see what we've been up to. And I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Hopefully we have an extra special guest.
Oh, we usually try to every second episode have a guest. That's our pattern if no one's caught on yet. So we'll have someone. Someone will be here for show. So, all right. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you stuck around for the whole thing. And if you did, thank you kindly.
Not just you, Captain Algebra.
Yeah, others. Hopefully you did a watch party with at least a couple other people.
And that guy that watches us at Jason's work.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to stay awake. Thanks for staying awake, man. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next time, and have a good one.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Goodbye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good